Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. Recently I did a video where I was talking about the young woman Treasure that was featured on one of Dr. Phil's latest shows. And in that video, if you all remember, or those of you who haven't seen the story yet, she was a young woman who is clearly melanated. She's clearly a black young lady, but she made the declaration that she is not black, that she identifies as white. She's not light skinned, she's not mixed, she's not caramel tone. She is actually very dark skinned, okay? In which I don't think there's anything wrong with dark skin. I love beautiful melanated skin. But in her case, she hates black people. She made the declaration of believing that they are lower than humans. She don't consider them human. She considers black people to be the bottom of the barrel. She says some very hateful and hurtful things about her own people. She doesn't consider herself to be a part of black people. She actually believes that there's only one perfect person, and she declared that to be herself. She believes that God created only one perfect person, that being herself. Now recently it's been brought to my attention that this young woman apparently saw the video that I did where I was basically talking about her issues with our people, and I did a subsequent video because there were people that actually exposed her as being fake, that this story, that it's all made up, okay? Some of her classmates have come forward declaring that the whole story is fake, and so she addressed me. And there's another channel, Paris Myland. She's actually the one who brought this out.
In this stupid video that she did, I feel like people will more so attack her for saying she doesn't feel like women should vote because they don't deserve to have an opinion. But one thing that really struck me was the part that she wished death upon Deborah Ya, I believe her name is. I've seen their videos before. I think it used to be called Black Education TV or something like that. And they have really educational videos for black people. And they seem like very meek and mild people, in my opinion. And the fact that this woman is a wife, somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, and you speak about her in such a malignant way to wish death upon her over her opinion, and she rightfully so checked you. So many diabolical things are going to come your way. I hope that woman really comes after you legally, because some other people, they might not give you that benefit of the doubt. They might just come see what you're about, since that mouth seems to be so vicious.
And first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the young lady, Paris Myland, for your very respectful words that you said about us and our channel and even our family. And I appreciate that, and I thank you for the defense against the words that the young woman Treasure spoke out against me. I really appreciate that. That is how young people should be, respectful of those that are elder to them. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm old enough to be the parents of both of them, right? And so I appreciate the way Paris Myland responded in this matter. She actually addressed this as something that was wrong, that this young woman should not have done. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about Treasure specifically, because basically she's a young woman who is lost, okay? And so what I do want to address, I want to address the condition of our people in this generation of vipers that we are raising, okay? I want to address this because you get these type of behaviors when there is a loss in structure within a family. Okay, now I don't know what her true family structure is, because the classmates also indicated that those may not even be her real family members that were on the show with her. I don't know what the case is with all of that, but there's so much surrounding that story that's very, very fishy. Okay, so I'm not going to get into all of that. What I want to get into is, if she was indeed raised by people who produced this, it's quite possible that she could have gotten this way through picking up things at school from those who she hang around. But at the end of the day, it does reflect how she was raised. Okay. I do realize that there are parents who have tried their best. I got to say this, and because of outside influences, things do happen. I have seen situations such as that. I have seen that. And this is because we've been trained in this country to believe that we have to send our children out to be educated by others, to be around others, and to deal with others who are not necessarily a good influence on them. So I have seen children who were raised in a good household who just strayed away. I want to say that somewhat as a disclaimer because I don't know what her real family is truly like. Okay. And because I've witnessed this firsthand with people that we know, where you will have a family that may have 2 or 3 children. And you'll say, what happened? Where these 2 turned out just fine. They went after the ways of their teaching. But this one, what happened? And so I like to keep things real. Okay. There are outside influences that creep in. And if parents don't deal with it, they're going to be dealing with young people that are out of order. Okay, and we can definitely see that with this case and many others that we see just sprayed across the internet, we see that young people are definitely out of order. I saw a story where a young woman was just pretty much spoiled rotten. She had parents that were millionaires. Okay, father and mother both very, very successful, and they gave her a great life. Okay, they gave her a great life. And so she decided to repay the mom because her dad had passed away from cancer. But she decided to repay the mom by setting her up to have her killed while they were on a family vacation. And so you say to yourself, this young woman was raised a particular way. She got everything she wanted. She was treated like a queen. But in her mind, she decided that she wanted all of her riches. And in order to tap into that, she killed her mom. And so when you see these types of things happening, when you see the utter disrespect from young people today, when you see the utter disrespect, you have to understand that there are spirits that are dealing with them. No one wants to deal with that aspect of things. No one wants to talk about the spiritual influences, the things that are happening to their minds. Because for this young woman, that was featured on Dr. Phil's show, it is very clear that there is something spiritually wrong with her thinking and with her whole thought process. Okay. Now, as for the words that she spoke against me, very disrespectful. If I remember, I will leave the link to Paris Mylan's video in the description area so you can hear the things that she was saying, period. It wasn't just about me, but it's about black people, period. Okay. Something is definitely off. She doesn't consider black people to be human. She boasted about putting a black child in a cage and locking her up because she didn't see her as human. She sees us as animals. And so you got to ask yourself, is this real? Is this an act? And as her classmates have come forward saying, it was definitely an act. Okay, it is not real, but this is what has been birthed out. And what I find interesting is this. She got the notoriety that she was looking for. She is now infamous because this thing has not just spread across the U.S., but it has gone around the world. It has gone around the world. So something definitely dark and sinister is behind this. The reason why I say this has gone around the world, it was also featured on RT News, which is Russia Today. Her story has been featured on a number of different news outlets around the world. So you are now officially infamous. And so what she's going to do is bring out all of those that are filled with hate. Now, not everyone agrees with this. A lot of people are coming out against her, people of all racial backgrounds. But she is stirring up another spirit. And what she doesn't realize is that the words that have gone forth out of her mouth, the evil, the wicked words that she has spoken out, not just against me, but against her own people, that she is going to have to give an account for those words. Okay, so based on her own admission, she does believe in God because she says God created only one perfect person. And so this God that she says created one perfect person being her, she has to answer to him. because he is a righteous Elohim. He is righteous. And so you reap what you sow. You see, when you send out words and you send out curses and you speak such vile words against anyone, I don't care who you are, you have to know that you will give an account for every idle word. Once you put those words out there into the universe and they go unrepentant, what you have done is activated the judgment of Yah against you. So at whatever point they catch up with you, at whatever point, it could be something that happens right away. It could be something that happens months from now, years from now. It could be something that happens decades from now. But any unrepented words or actions that have injured others, you are going to have to give an account for that. And so what a lot of people are talking about are other young people or other so-called black people who may have been affected by these vile words. And if it's indeed true that she did put a child in a cage because she thought this child was an animal, what she has done, she has also spoken out into the universe that she has committed a crime. So this is what happens when you get on the dark side. That would be unlawful imprisonment, endangerment of a child. So many things go along with that action. And so I don't know if she realizes what she is doing. I don't know if she realizes the disrespect that she is putting out. It is going to come back. Okay? It has a boomerang effect. My son Elijah, he talks about this. He talks about the boomerang effect, how when you throw it out there, okay, you throw it out at one speed, but the speed in which it returns is a lot faster than the speed at which you sent it out. So when the boomerang comes back, the effects of your actions are going to come back so hard and so heavy that it can knock you out. So this message isn't just for one person. This message is for anyone who thinks that they can live and do anything that you want and desire and that there will be no consequences. There's no such thing as no consequences. For every action, there is a consequence, whether good or bad. If you put good out into the universe, good is going to come back to you. If you put bad, evil, and wicked out, that is what's going to return. But it's going to come back with much more force. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is going to come back with much more force. So for those of you who think life is a game, you're trying to go viral on the internet by putting out nonsense where you are hurting people, where you're saying things that are just detrimental. You're saying things that are essentially trying to curse others. The curses or the words or the evil that you put out is going to come back on you. Some 30, some 60, some 100-fold. It's going to come back with much more force. Okay? This is why we have got to be very careful of what we are doing, especially with the time that we're living in. We are living in a racially charged environment. Okay? And so those words that you put out, I don't care what racial background you are. I don't care what your age is. Judgment knows no age. It knows no color. Okay? When judgment comes, it comes to those who are deserving of judgment. Those who have put out the things and who have activated it against them, that's how it comes back. Okay? I would like to say to those of you, our people, in which we've seen massive response to the video that was put out by Treasure. A lot of our people are just disgusted by the words that came out of this young girl's mouth. Any of you who may have had children that may have been affected by this, and get this, you don't always know, but we see it in their actions. It causes a complex, especially for those that may be dark-skinned or may have natural hair or something like that. They will begin to despise who they are because everything around them is telling them that they are unattractive. You have people of other races, you have people in their family, people in their school, and people of their own race telling them that their skin that they're in is not beautiful. They're telling them that their melanin is somehow disgusting. I encourage my children. I believe that every last one of them, what color, regardless to their color, are beautiful. We have children that are light. We have children that are dark. I love them all the same. And to me, they are all beautiful. Personally, I love chocolate skin. Okay, I wish I was a little darker. I really do. I've always loved beautiful chocolate skin. I have some chocolate babies. I have some caramel babies. I have some lighter skinned children. They're all beautiful, but I love chocolate skin. And so those of you who may have a complex about your skin color, don't let the words of vile humans make you feel less than human. It doesn't matter what people say. There's a reason why you were blessed with that. And if you only understood the blessing in your skin color, how the Most High has kissed you with the sun, if you only understood that, you wouldn't try to bleach yourself. Not to put anyone else down, but even so-called Caucasians or white people, we have had them to even say to us, oh, your skin is just so beautiful. I wish I had more color to my skin. It is what it is, family. Don't let anyone make you look down on yourself because they look down on themselves. Let those words of that young woman go in one ear and out the other. And just be thankful for who you are. With that, I will say shalom. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.